Let's make some noise. Final start of the morning here at the 44th running of the Road Apple Rally.
The Road Apple Rally in Farmington, New Mexico is the longest continuously running mountain bike race in the United States. In fact, this year's race will be the 44th edition. The 30-mile course over sandy and swoopy single track isn't technical, but what it lacks in rocks and roots, it makes up for with fast-paced tactical racing and a high-caliber field. Due to Farmington's proximity to Durango, Colorado, it isn't unusual to see former Olympians, World Cup racers, and top young talent on the start line. I've raced this event a number of times and always come up a little short of where I feel like I could be. After 3 years of never finishing better than 5th place, it's time to try something different. So you know how the thing recently seems to be racing drop bar bikes at mountain bike races? I figured, might as well give this a try. New Schaffer is looking good. Since Syd is taking a few weeks off from racing after the Margie Gessick, I'll be joined today by Joe, who will be taking on his first Road Apple Rally.
These whoops are definitely an interesting experience. We are indeed.
I will be racing the brand new Ari Schaffer. I've done this race a bunch of times. It's an absolute blast. It's not very technical and it's very fast. So I figured a drop bar bike might be the right bike. I have ridden various gravel bikes on mountain bike trails. It's always a blast, but I don't know how racing it is going to be. I'm trying a bunch of different sort of goofy things and I'm really excited and I think it's gonna be really fun. So first of all, let's check out the new frame. Apparently this color is Root Beer Metallic, which is a pretty great name for a color. Check out that. That is a cool color. Oh yeah, it does look like Root Beer Metallic. Another thing that they added, which I'm very excited about, is you can now open up the frame to store things in it. Yeah, this is exciting. I'm excited. Let's build it up. The other thing is the new Ari Schaffer has way more tire clearance. So I'm gonna set it up with two 2.5 Aspen STs on these rims. And I admit, I have not ridden this narrow of rim with mountain bike tires for a while, nor, for that matter, have I ridden this narrow of mountain bike tires. Always make sure you have the tire going the correct direction, which I did not. Making a mess, making a mess. Not quite. Come on, you're so close. I would say it is helpful to have multiple tubeless tricks up your sleeve because sometimes you get stubborn tires. Nope, not quite. Ugh. Well, I finally gave up and retaped the wheels, which is very annoying, but it sure made seating them up easier. Good news is it is starting to look like a bicycle.
Did you do an electronic shirt there in this?
Yeah, remember? You forgot I told you this whole thing?
Probably.
I learned recently that you can pair the new Shimano XTR 12-speed wireless derailleur with the GRX wireless shifters. So I'm gonna steal the derailleur off of my cross-country bike. I'm gonna pair it to my wireless GRX levers when I build up this bike. We've got the derailleur in Bluetooth mode. We are going to add a wireless switch. We have successfully paired both the shifters. Oh yeah! All right, there it is, all built up. So for this race, I decided to put a mountain bike crank on so that I could run a 36 tooth, because the smallest GRX chainring is a 40, and I felt like that was going to be a little bit too big for the Road Apple course. Got the wireless Shimano shifting on there, running the Noble CR45 on the back and 35 on the front, Industry 9 hubs with bird spokes, and then here are the Maxxis Aspen STs that I'm running. You can tell they are super slick, but still have some nice cornering knobs. Doing the 225 and 170 TPI. Time to check the weight. 8.96 kg or 19.78 pounds. The next day, we headed to Farmington so I could pre-ride part of the course and see how the bike and tires felt. We also brought along the Hover Air X1 Pro Max self-flying camera to get some shots on the course. We've had a variety of drones or flying cameras over the years, and we just didn't ever really use them. And there were two main reasons. First is that they were too bulky and heavy to fit in a jersey pocket or like take on rides. And the second was that they required a second person to be flying the drone. Or at the very least, you had to connect it to a smartphone so you could choose the target that it would then try to follow. It just never worked very well. So when we were approached about trying the Hover Air X1 Pro Max, we were skeptical. The first time we tried it, we went out on our e-bikes. It was super gusty because there was a storm rolling in. So basically the worst possible conditions for flying a drone. We didn't connect it to any phone. We just turned it on, put it up in the air, and the results were actually really impressive. Since then, it has become a regular riding companion for us. It's small enough that we can just stick it in a jersey pocket. It can fly up to 26 miles an hour, automatically avoids obstacles, and it actually shoots really nice video, which we think will add something to our videos. If you'd like to check out the Hover Air X1 Pro Max, head to sydandmacky.com/hover. We made it to Durango, to Lo and Joe's house, who we were visiting for this weekend. And on our way, we stopped in Farmington, rode part of the Road Apple course. I wanted to make sure that my gravel bike was going to be up to the challenge, see how the 225 tires felt, and it was a blast. I had so much fun out there. This is going to be such a fun bike to race. Whether or not it will be faster, I do not know. We'll find out tomorrow. I did realize though that I think I could use a bigger chainring. I have a 36 on there and it was fine, but one of the things I'm hoping to be able to do with being on the gravel bike is to go faster on some of the paved sections. And I think it is possible that a bigger chainring would help with that. So now that we are here, I'm going to steal Syd's cranks. She's got a 40 tooth chainring on there. I've only got a 36. I've got mountain bike cranks. She's got gravel cranks, whatever. So I'm gonna steal Syd's cranks with a 40 tooth on there, put them on for tomorrow. Joe has decided to come race Road Apple with me, so.
Yeah, I figured I'd give it a shot.
It's gonna be awesome. Hello, Lo. How's the chocolate?
It's good.
We've got beautiful conditions this morning. It's overcast, it's nice and cool. It rained last night. I think it's going to be amazing conditions out on course today. I'm very, very excited to be racing my gravel bike at a mountain bike race. How are you feeling there, buddy?
I'm all right.
Yeah?
Yeah, just out here for the fun of it today.
Totally.
See how it goes. No expectations.
You've never raced Road Apple before?
No, I've ridden out here.
Oh, yeah.
Never raced it.
Awesome.
So, yeah, took Lowe's wheels.
Oh, nice.
She wouldn't have let me do it if Mackie wasn't there.
I was like, Joe, how do you feel about racing Aspen tires? Those are going to be a lot better. How about you take Lowe's wheels? New Schaffer's looking good. Got Syd's cranks on there with the 40 tooth chainring. I think it's going to be pretty fast. Okay, it's that time to go race bicycles really hard around in the desert.
pre-race panic that we're not going to be there on time.
Yep. We're like 30 seconds away and we have 2.5 minutes. I think we're good.
Skaters and racers, let's make some noise. Final start of the morning here at the 44th running of the Road Apple Rally. And we are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
I figured this is what would happen when Michael was on the front.
Yeah, Michael.
Somewhere around here, I hit a rough spot and one of my 2 bottles bounced out of the cage. Despite it being my scratch high carb bottle with the majority of my calories for the race, I didn't want to lose the pack, so I decided to carry on and hope that the gel I was carrying, combined with having eaten a good breakfast and taking a gel on the start line, would get me through the race. This is the point where we turn off the road onto single track, and from previous times racing this event, I've learned that I need to be with the front group when this happens, because even though there's decent passing, it's easy for gaps to form, and because the speeds are so high, it's hard to close them when they do. As you can see here, things started to break apart, and the aforementioned gaps started forming as people got tired and slowed down. Unfortunately, I'd gotten a bit complacent as things were spreading out and found myself playing catch-up to try to reconnect with the front group.
Okay, currently in 4th place. First, second, third, and a bit of a gap. You can see him up there, which is annoying, but I'm hoping I can close it. These whoops are definitely an interesting experience. I'm finding myself trying to go on the side to like avoid the middle of them, because no dropper post.
Over the years, I found this race to be quite surgy. People will go hard for a few minutes, which will break up the pack, but then they'll slow down a bit to recover, and then they'll go hard again. So when a gap is formed in front of you, if you can put in an effort at just the right time, sometimes you can reconnect. But then you have to be prepared to continue to go hard for the next surge, or you'll get dropped again.
Quite the G out.
When we popped out onto the pavement at the far point of the course, no one wanted to pull into the headwind, so the pace slowed a bit and the two guys who had been behind us caught back up, making us a group of 6. I didn't want to risk getting gapped off again once we turned back onto single track, so I put in an effort as we approached the end of the pavement so I could lead the next part. At this point, I had started to feel pretty confident on my bike and was trusting my tires more and more. And while I still wasn't descending as fast as I would have on my mountain bike, I found I was able to stay closer on the descents. This is the roughest section of the course, with the only rocks of the day and some serious braking bumps. I had been mentally preparing for it because I knew it was going to be the hardest place for me to keep up, but despite my best efforts, I still got dropped. When we came out onto the pavement before the final single track section, I put in a big effort to close the gap and caught the next three guys. And then I put in another big effort to try to catch up to Kobe, who had dropped us all in the previous rocky section. I eventually caught up, but then got passed by Todd on the final paved section when I took a sandy corner too wide, which put me into third place going into the final sprint.
Your top three coming in right there. Coming in real quick.
Oh, nice job, man. Well done. Oh, man. Nice job. Nice job. Nice job, Todd. Whoops, sorry. How'd it go?
It was more fun than I thought it was going to be.
Awesome.
Yeah, the trail was more fun once I got used to just the endless up and down whoops. Like on the down, they're totally fine. On the climb, they're a little tough. Thinking about you on your bike out there, like this last part that's like rocky and twisty and stuff, I was like, oh, what the is Mackie doing? Like, how is he getting down this stuff?
All right, Road Apple Rally on the gravel bike was so much fun. It was just like a little bit of underbiking, which just made the course like that much more exciting. I have done this race a bunch of times, love this race. It's a great group of people, awesome community, fun trails, and to be able to like take it up just a little bit, like a notch in technicalness by riding a gravel bike on these trails was just awesome. I'm glad that some of the more technical stuff comes towards the end, because it definitely took me a little while to trust the tires without having suspension. I've ridden Aspen STs before. I love Aspen STs, but I've always ridden the 2.4, and these are the 2.25. So I was like, okay, they're a little skinnier, let's see how it is. And then not having a dropper post and not having suspension, I was like, how is cornering gonna be? How are some of the descents gonna be? And it took me a little while to get comfortable on it, to really trust the bike. But once I did, it was just so good. And I was able to rip it pretty fast, I think. Like I rode it pretty hard and rode pretty fast. I beat my previous best time by 5 minutes. Just had a great day, and I'm really enjoying that bike.
Taking the number 2 spot from Los Alamos, his time 1:38.29, Mackie Franklin.
I am so proud of Mackie for absolutely crushing this race, getting his fastest time and best result ever here, and doing it all on a gravel bike in the spirit of fun. This race marked the end of our official 2025 race calendar, so it is time for us to take some serious time to rest and recover. The past few weeks have been tremendously successful and also tremendously exhausting. We're gonna relax our video schedule through about mid-November. We'll still be posting videos, it just might not be every single week. We do have some really fun plans for when we start getting back into training, including some gravel adventure rides on the new Schaffer and a trip to Mexico. So it's gonna be an awesome fall. But for now, we are gonna sign off and take a little bit of time to rest. If you want more real-time updates, you can get those on Patreon, and otherwise just do us a huge favor, hit that subscribe button. I know it's not necessary, YouTube feeds you the videos you want, but the subscribe still shows us that you care about what we're doing and that you enjoy the videos that we're making. Thank you all again for being part of our 2025 season. It was truly an incredible ride.
Well, I decided it's such a beautiful day, and Durango is not that far away, so I'm just gonna ride back to Durango. Joe was nice enough to say that he didn't mind driving by himself, so it's like a 50-something mile ride, and it should be pretty beautiful.